All right, so tonight's session is on what can we do to get things going. And last week we talked about moving the needle and the 30 types of leads that are out there. And tonight we're going to narrow it down to what you want to do. So I sent out a workbook. I'm going to upload it here so you can download it. I think it will help. Where to go? Computer. Okay. Okay, there it is. If you want to download that, I'm going to share my screen and share with you what it is. So last week, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Were you able to download that? I
Is it
also
the
emailed
same?
it.
Is it the same as your attachment?
Yes, it's the same as the
Good to hear.
attachment. So it's the workbook that goes with this. So on here, you can see that, okay, all the different types of leads there are, and it's going through them, each one, and there's 30. And then well, it doesn't go through each one, but it does give you a place to put down what you want to do. Hey, Tyrell, I'm going to upload it again. Well, you know what? I'm not going to upload it. I'll just show you, and it's in what I sent, so you can download it. So we went through the 30 types, and we've done this before, how to go after business, what is going to work in this market, in this area, and then what can I focus on? So, one thing that I will say, one of my favorite books is called Play to Win by Larry Wilson, and he talks about knowing yourself. So, this is what we're doing this week. And and knowing yourself, you know what you're good at. And we make promises to ourselves and we don't always follow through because we think, oh, that's not going to work for me. So with these 30 ideas of things you want to go after, knowing who you are, you want to pick the ones that you can commit to. And that's what this workbook is, and that's what we're going to talk about. So, keeping in mind when you're looking at leads, they could be the people that you know and your sphere. It can be the local networks that you belong to and doing open houses. It can be paid for leads or digital promotion, videos, YouTube, like Belinda did, TikTok. It works. That's the whole thing. Whatever you do, it's going to work, but you have to do it. And if you think it's not going to work, you're not going to do it. So playing to win is knowing yourself well enough to do what you will do. Make a promise to yourself, I'm going to do this. And when you start reaching out to people, there is more to it than just reaching out. It's who am I reaching out to? What is their timeline? How do I know what their timeline is? People don't always tell us everything, right? Just like you go to a used car lot or even a new car lot. Oh, I'm just looking. You could be ready to write an offer. I've had people come to open houses ready to write an offer and tell me they're just looking. Okay. So it's like body language, it's intuition, it's asking the right questions, not being salesy, and listening and watching their behavior. When I did open houses, I was like the queen of open houses, and that really is how I got going. I remember doing an open house with my husband, and I could tell people driving in. I have like, oh, they have a house to sell. Their house is listed, and they're here looking at the competition. And it was like, how do you know that? I don't know how I know, but I do know. And that's why I'm good at that because I'm intuitive. So not everybody is. So you have to figure out who you are, and then that's who you're going to attract. That's what your superpower is. And I think a lot of times people are afraid to um, exercise their intuition because they don't want to be wrong or they don't want to be uh, make a mistake or make somebody feel bad or they feel like they're intruding. Oh no, I can't ask them how much money they make. Yes, you can. Under the right circumstances, you can ask anyone anything if you care about them and you have a true north and you want what's best. So that's the key. Better you than someone else. And why would you even want to know that? Because then you know what their monthly payments that they can afford are. And you can have that kind of a talk. Sometimes people don't get what they can afford so much more than they think, and other people they can't, because of the lifestyle that they live. The kids, the sports, the all the money's going out at like a fountain. So everyone's different, but when you start asking questions, you get a feel for where people are at, then you can have good conversations. So let's talk about the funnel. So everybody is aware of who you are when they first enter your funnel. And then they might direct message you. It might be a lead on Zillow, or it could be an open house and they walk in the door, or you're knocking on doors and having conversations. So then it turns into more of a connection. And then you start talking, and that's your first contact. To get to this first contact status, the quicker you do, the faster you get there. So I think one of the keys you just have to remember is speed to lead. Like think of it in those terms. The faster you can get in front of somebody, the faster they are going to work with you. And if they'll work with you at all, you have one chance, one chance. And speed is the first thing you have to know. Now, knowledge, sales technique, that comes with time. Some of you might already have it and you're good with that. Others, you haven't made enough mistakes yet. Sometimes you have to make mistakes to figure that out. It's nothing like losing a lead to make you never do that again. And that is, the whole thing. Like top agents, if you watch them, top agents, if there's a lead, there's no space between thought and action. They are on it. That's a top agent. They're on it. They're on it so fast. What don't they have? They don't have questions. The questions are what they're going to ask that person. What do questions represent? Your fear. You can't have fear. You have to face your fears and then start getting excited about having higher fear. Like the more you put yourself in the what you don't want to do, the more you're going to win. And you have to just go on faith sometimes. So that is speed to lead. Think of that. Now we're connecting with them. Now we're going to ask them some good information and find out what's happening with them. Set the appointment, sign them, close the house. If the house doesn't close, we come back up here and we keep trying to capture that lead as time goes on with scripts, with, coming back, with just working the funnel. Okay. So on here, it's saying the funnel in Connecticut is 2 to 6 weeks. In Florida, it's 6 to 18 months. I'm going to tell you, it's 6 to 18 months. It's probably 18 months, no matter where you are. And one of the reasons is because this is the incubation period. It's in their mind. They start thinking about moving, and then they tell their spouse. And then they start having a discussion, and that always doesn't go well. So, oh, I just fixed everything in this house. I don't want to go fix another house, right? That's how most guys feel. So if it's a second house, they're not in all the time because the wife or the significant other is like, well, I want my family to be able to come and stay for the holidays for a couple weeks. They're coming all the way from, wherever, Manitoba. And, I want them to spend time with us. So it's quality of life. So that's why people move. All right. So keep that in mind. And these are all the leads that we talked about last week. Okay. So you have your sphere of influence and relationships. Then you have the hyperlocal. Okay. So this is everyone you know, past clients and referrals, people you know from school, networks, um, things that you belong to, former colleagues from other jobs, from jobs you have now, and contact. So every kind of contact, sphere, and relationships. This is number one, according to National Association of Realtors. And number two is open houses. So this is geographic, hyperlocal. So your farm, community, condos. Um, in Florida, there's a lot of big condo complexes that are huge, and there are a lot of people do open houses every day at various times. So that is a plus, but we can do that here too. Like Mimi Parati does 8 open houses a week. And this is in the morning, in the afternoon, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's no day she doesn't do one. Knocking on doors, going after just listed, just sold, and neighborhood market reports. So geographical, hyperlocal. So on this one, it's about what's happening in the marketplace. On the first one, the first contact is about them. And the second contact is about what's happening in the marketplace. It's the same conversation. And then we have digital and online. So, and this is, whoops, where'd it go? Zillow Premier Agent, Realtor.com, Instagram Reels, Facebook groups and Marketplace, YouTube tours. So this is a lot of things getting the word out that we talked about last week. So think about these. Which ones appeal to you to be able to make this part of your business plan? Okay, then Google Business Profile, email newsletter. So this is the digital. And all of this is super important. Then distressed and motivated sellers. So zeroing in on expired listings for sale by owner, people that have lived in their house since pre-COVID. They have a ton of equity. So being able to mine those kind of homeowners that have been in their house since maybe 2010 to now. So, and they haven't moved. Lots of opportunity, even older than that or younger, either way. But the idea is how long have they been there, and do you think there might be a chance they're going to want to move? Probably there's more of a chance. Equity mining you can do in the tax programs. So smart tax and I know all the tax programs in all of the offices, and they all have this. So if this is something you want to do, this is just reach out. But then how are you going to contact them? So you have to make a plan before you do start doing it. Make the plan, decide what you want to do. And all of this says free because, oops, it is free. You can, you don't have to spend any money on most of this. We've talked about this in the past too. So financial advisors and CPAs, listen, you have to get your taxes done. Find somebody. and then start having lunch with them once a month and give them business, have them give you business. Put them on your website. Start, making reciprocal relationships. Divorce and estate attorneys. A lot of the agents have there's a lot of newer divorce and estate attorneys that are looking for good agents, good, solid agents with good work ethics and market knowledge. So that's really important to have that market knowledge. Mortgage brokers and lenders, contractors, inspectors, and stagers that are also not agents that you can get relationships with. So the professional referral partners, and then events and community. So BNI groups, other networking groups. Doing open houses can be like doing client appreciation events. So I know in West Hartford we have two agents that are really good at client appreciation events. They put their whole heart into it and it comes back to them. But you have to, yeah, have an event like 4 times a year, at least twice a year, that people start wanting to be part of that tribe. They like you, they come. Okay, so client appreciation events, it could be as something as little as giving out pies at Thanksgiving from the office. So anyone can do that if you want to. And open houses. So you start creating an open house following and you invite the same people to every open house that you do. And it creates a thing like, oh, let's go see Jody. I love the cookies she makes. I love the drinks she brings. But the idea is create something that's unique that you can make people feel special. And then Florida, this says Florida specific, but it's not Florida specific. This really is for everyone. So, seasonal owners, all of our marketplaces have seasonal owners, Airbnbs, Verbo rentals. There's a lot of nurses that are doing Airbnbs. There's a lot of opportunity here. So, going after that business can be part of your business plan. And referrals. You listen to Karen do her meetings. She's the head of relocation. The people are making big bucks by giving out the names of people that they know are moving, and that's all you have to do. And then you'll give them something that is called a really good agent, one of in the highest caliber in our area, across the country, around the world. So, and whatever you hand in, you'll get a piece of the action. So, those are all of the leads opportunities. So, I want you to think about what you want to go after. Like we have all of these opportunities. Um, and I believe there are all 30 here. So I don't think I have to rewind. Does anybody want to share, or would you rather go? I'm going to break you up into two groups. All right. Let me pause this. Resume recording. Sorry, guys. I want to be able to share this with you and have you be able to do it. Okay. So I went into Zip Forms Plus. You sign in. You have an option to create a new transaction. You always go to new. And then in this case, it's a new lease, not a new lease listing, but a new lease. And then I'm going to say whatever the buyer's name or the lease, Larry Lease. And it's residential. And I create a new one. That's it. Save. Residential, save, new lease. Step two, parties. Tenant one, add all their information, first name, last name, email address, and their home address. In the state of Connecticut, we have to put people's home addresses on any contract we do. That's it up here. Down here is if it's a estate or something. So just worry about the tar path. When you're done, you hit save. Then you go into documents, and there's a list of what you have to do right here, which I'm not going to do because I'm going to show you what you do. Working docs, and you pick the first four. One, two, three, four. Skip the memorandum of a lease and pick the rental application. So this residential lease and memorandum of a lease, you do when they're ready to go forward. Okay. Now, then you open Informs Editor. It has all the information. All you have to do is fill it out. If you have put all their information in, it will autofill everywhere except here. You have to add this yourself. So you put the date, then you put your client, your name, and the brokerage company. And then you're representing the leasee, and their autofill will be here. Then you put in the exclusive right to represent the tenant. So the tenant's name will autofill here because you put it into the information. And then further described as rentals in Hartford County, Hartford, New Haven, and Fairfield, whatever you go, wherever you go, county. Or you could say all of Connecticut, but I wouldn't, not for rental. And then how long is it going to be in effect? Maybe 2 months, maybe longer. Your professional free fee is half of 1 month's rent.
Is that all? Can't you ask for the 1 month?
Well, so who's asking the question?
Aaron.
Erin, yes, you can.
Yes.
Um, the rent, the tenant is going to pay this, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to ask the seller to
Oh,
pay.
I was thinking of a listing. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't
Right.
mean to interrupt. Okay.
It's okay. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
So half of 1 month's rent is kind of the going rate, but it's up to you. We can talk about this because we're in the same company. Um, so that's it. Half of 1 month's rent. Then you go down to this and you just put in your email and their email, and then you go to the next page. And this I put here so they understand that we are going to try to get that half of 1 month's rent from the landlord. So this will be here, and in this number four, half of 1 month's, rent. Okay, and then this they have to fill out and then take a picture with their phone and text it to you, and then you can upload it later, but you need to have that. So once you have that all filled out, you hit save, and then you go to prepare signing. And then you go to Authentic Sign and you click Create. And then you just use the people that are part of the transaction. So in here, you just have to remember add participants, add from the transaction, and including yourself, because otherwise it doesn't know where to put the signature blocks. So we have to add it from the transaction. So it would be tenant one and you. And then you would select, and then you would map signers, add signature blocks, and then it just all autofills there. Now, I didn't put anybody in really, so it didn't autofill, but my stuff autofilled. So it's just that easy. And then you go next, and then you hit send, and you get the signature. So, who's going to help you if you need help because you got a lead? I will. If you need help here, I will help you. I don't want you to be scared of me, okay? I will help you. But just this is what you have to have. You have to have their email address, their legal name, which you can get from Forewarn, and their physical address for a rental. Now, you might think, well, I don't want to do exclusive right to represent because what if they go, you could do whatever you want. And if you want to rip it up, it's yours to rip up. The thing is, it's legal and binding, but the whole thing is you want to have a good connection with this person. So you could even say, we're going to make this for one day. And, hopefully you'll like everything I have to offer you, and then you'll keep working with me. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but you have to get something in writing. Any questions? So we just went through in the middle of the session one of the ways that you can get business right now, and it works. Oops. So, oops, hold on. Doing that. Where'd it go? Okay, you disappeared. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So again, these are the 30 ways you can go after business. You decide what your top 10 are, and then narrow it down to five, and then three. And you can start with one and get good at it, but you definitely want to keep your circle of influence in there. Okay? So just as a review, the top five lead sources nationally right now. Number one is sphere of influence. Okay? It's undisputed. It's part of the NAR profile of home buyers and sellers. 66% of sellers found an agent through a referral or a past relationship. Okay? Social media. Again, there's many ways to approach this, and that's one of the reasons why I sent out the Google business page. You have to get found. Once that your funnel starts looking for you, they want to like what they see, and the artificial intelligence indexes your profile based on what they see, starting with Google. So all social media should have the same name, the same phone number, and the same address. Okay? And then if you want to do pay per click, there's Google Ads, and we also have something called point ads through C21 AllPoints. You can reach out to Patty if you want to know how much it costs. I don't think it's a lot. When you get a listing, they do it for you automatically. But that's also on 21 Online. Number four is your database, your past client, existing clients, all the databases that you have, that outreach with market updates, check-ins, anniversaries to help you stay top of mind for repeat and referral business. And number five is open houses. Open houses is one of the best sources for capturing buyer and seller leads. And this is how I got my uh, career off the ground. I did open houses every weekend, and I put out a lot of signs, not one or two, and I invested in signs. So signs are important for open houses, and getting them with your name on it is a smart idea. If you're going to invest in anything, invest in open house signs. Okay. So now think about your sphere of influence and five people who want to move and how you are going to find them. So, what I want you to do is go pull up your phone and go through your phone contacts and flag anyone that has had a life change in the last 12 months. New baby, job change, divorce, marriage, kids, leaving for college, retirement, any kind of trigger like that. All right. You can check Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and see any life events that you see. But I want you to do that. Get your phone out. We're going to make some text calls right now. So this is what I want you to do. Text 10 people in your sphere of influence, not to say are you buying or selling, but to say, hey, Belinda, totally random, but I've been thinking a lot about you. Are you still loving where you live? Or are you still living with your parents? Or are you still whatever? Have you thought about possibly finding your own place? No pressure. I was just thinking about you. Okay. So that is interesting, isn't it? So I want you to think about that. Will you do that right now? 3 calls. I'm not going to make it long because I want to show you a couple other things. So at least one call, just one. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, one call in your phone. Here is the script. And I'm going to mute myself. Hey Siri, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Not a single
How'd we do? I didn't lose anybody. Did I lose anyone? All right. So, one more thing. Um, this is another, idea. So, post a market update. As you're reaching out to people, they're going to start paying attention to you. So here is an example of a good market update. Homes in West Hartford are moving fast right now. If you've been thinking about it, the next 90 days matter. DM me, you know? So these kind of things, people know who you are. And this is one of the dedicated to the joys of home. You could actually post that and add that. So I wanted to share one more thing with you, and that is where to find this stuff. Okay? So we went into Canva. I'm going to start recording. All right, so we are going to go into Canva again. And okay. All right. So 21online.com. Let me just show you one more thing that's kind of fun. There's a glitch with it right now, but it does work. I've done it. Instead of going to Productivity Hub, when you log in, go to Learning Hub. So Learning Hub, go to the university right now. Come on. Okay. So see, we have the national statistics and here are the local statistics. So we're in Learning Hub. It's funny that it's here, but here, this is where it is. So we hit click here. And you scroll down and you could do one state, you can compare states, you can talk about what's happening in the marketplace. So I'm going to click Connecticut. And people search by Connecticut. So use the hashtags that are most searchable. If you have AI, ask AI what are the best hashtags to use. And let's look at this. So I'm going to click share. And I'm going to share a single PDF, but you could go right to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I usually do Twitter. I got kicked out of Facebook today, so I'm going to do single page PDF. And you can also take a screenshot and post it as a JPEG, no matter where you go. Oh my God, it's not letting me. All right, so for some reason, I think it's Altos. So, but it has had houses, condos. So it breaks it down. Let's see. I'm going to do it on Twitter. I did it before on Twitter. Okay. And share. Okay, so now I'm going to say condos are the last to come back. And they are on buyer. Connecticut. Okay. And post. So why I like posting is because of this. So we all have websites. So mine's here, jodytussing.com. It is the Moxie website. And when I click, you have to submit your social media links to Dina for this to work. And you should have a bio. So have your information. And then when you click on my links, and everyone clicks on their links when you go to these things, then all I do on here is post information about the market. So that's all people see are fun things like that. Okay. And They're not going to see political things. They're not going to see anything like that. I keep it G rated. Okay. So that was something I wanted to share because it's really quick. Now, there are other statistics that we can share. And this Friday at noon, I'm doing a workshop in West Hartford on neighborhood news reviews. So I'm going to show you guys how to create the data for people that you want to go after, your geo firms, your non-owner occupieds. Think about, what do they want to know? What is my newsletter going to look like for them? And that the nice thing with Moxie Present is it has a really nice map that shows everything. So there's two places to do this. One is Moxie, and the other one is RPR. And what I love them both, and I use them both. Moxie turns everything into a freestanding web page. And when people click on it, if they want more information, they become a lead. So if I posted that on Twitter and somebody wanted to look at things, they would actually become my lead through uh, Moxie Engage, where you get all of your leads. Okay, so I hope I'm going to do it live and Zoom. So I hope I see some of you on Friday. Any questions? I know we went kind of fast, but I want to keep you here all night because it's so beautiful out. Any questions, thoughts?
Will the Friday one be recorded so I could see it? Because I don't think I could do it at noon.
No worries. I,
Okay.
it'll be messy. The thing is,
Hmm.
my recordings with a workshop, people are gonna be, how do I do
Okay.
this? Somebody go into
Oh,
their computer. So it depends on
yeah.
who's here,
Okay.
but I will try.
Thank you.
And I'll do one-on-one. I'll do
Yeah.
Saturday if you want to meet Aaron.
Judy, I have a
Yeah.
quick
And
question
pretty
for
soon
you.
I'll have a lot more time.
Good, good. Yes,
Can you
school's
can you
almost
hear
out.
me?
Yeah.
Yes. Before I forgot, are we allowed to share someone else listing? Let's say like when we go
No,
on MLS, not at all.
no. What you could do is you could walk down the street, like
I
my
take a
street,
picture. I
say,
take a
you know
picture.
what? There's three houses on the market in this neighborhood, and this is a nice little city street in New Britain. And I live here myself. It's really nice. So you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't point out houses. And then you can
Ah,
say,
okay.
DM me if you have any questions.
So even if it's on MLS, it is a link kind of like to share on the social media. We cannot do this.
You can't share the house. You could share a screenshot of the map as long as you're backed out the way I showed you.
I understand, but the listing itself we cannot share.
Right. So that's why I'm saying use Canva and pull up one of those houses. You can always switch it out with another house, but it has to be not a real house.
Okay.
Okay. But there's many ways to go after this business, and people just click. "Oh, I love that house." I do that all the time with Wayfair stupid ads. They put furniture that they don't even have, and I go down a rabbit hole trying to find that one thing that doesn't exist. All right, let's go make some money, people. All right. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
See you. Good to see you, Paul, Zoe, Alex, Stefan. Stefan, you got to do this. All
Same
right.
here. Thank you very much
Adios.
for the session.